Some residents in Southern California, they are upset over plans to expand a controversial energy facility, once deemed responsible for what many consider is the worst gas leak in American history. Less than a decade later, there are plans to now expand the Aliso Canyon natural gas storage facility near LA's Porter Ranch neighborhood, even though the California Public Utilities Commission once planned to shut it down. Residents are, to say the least, unsettled. Dr. Issam Najm, an adjunct associate professor of civil and environmental engineering at UCLA, who also served as the president of the Porter Ranch Neighborhood Council from 2016 to 2020, is with me right now. Thank you so much. I was living in Los Angeles when this happened. I recall being there, talking to neighbors, attending town halls, protests. I know people who were relocated. How are you and your neighbors dealing with all of this years later? What is it like living in Porter Ranch today?
Good morning, and thank you very much for having me. This has been a very long nightmare. We never imagined that from 2015 till now, we will continue to be dealing with this problem and find it to be heading in the exact opposite direction that we were promised all along.
You wrote a letter. I'm sure you've written several letters, but I have a copy of a letter that you wrote saying this didn't just cause illness to some residents, but you blame this leak on the deaths of a number of people, teachers specifically. Now, we know there's not been an official health report out on this that would confirm that particular detail, but what evidence are you using to blame the gas leak for cancer deaths?
I do not make the association between the two. I ask the PUC to ponder the fact that 5 teachers in the elementary school next to this facility have died from cancer. And it makes the residents wonder what is going on with this situation. But the most important thing to recognize is that this entire event and this entire facility is not really about gas. The fact of the matter is, in this facility, there is crude oil in the storage where they put the gas. And whenever they pull gas out, crude oil comes with it. So during the 2015 rupture of the well that spewed out 100,000 tons of gas, with it came all sorts of crude oil chemicals that were in the air that we breathed for 4 months. And no one told us about it. And we had to deal with it on our own. And since then, the facility continues to produce a large number of toxic chemicals that, as documented by the Air Quality Management District. And so the amount of cancer-causing chemicals that is produced by this facility continues to be thousands of pounds of gas, of chemical per year. We have to think about that and understand what it does to our children and our families.
This was a leak that lasted over 100 days. There will finally be a health impact report done, a 5-year study from UCLA, which will be multi-millions of dollars, but that won't be complete until 2027. SoCalGas says this expansion is, quote, necessary to maintaining energy reliability at just and reasonable rates. Is there a compromise that you and Porter Ranch residents would accept today in terms of actually expanding in limited fashion?
You cannot compromise on the health of people. You can't say that we may have had 100 cancer cases before, now we can have 20, therefore we should okay with it. The fact of the matter is the claim that this facility is necessary for reliability is really a lot of smoke and mirrors. The fact of the matter is in 2016, this field was not available at all for SoCalGas to use. And we never had cost spikes then. There was no blackouts. So even when the gas was never used, there were no concerns about reliability. And yet they somehow keep finding ways to claim reliability concerns. It's almost like you have a solution in search of a problem. And it's time to stop that nonsense.
Yeah, we're showing pictures, and they're disturbing photos of people who have skin breakouts and bloody noses, attributing those to the gas leak at that time in 2015. You look at the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, which is, I know it's a totally different situation, but some similar concerns from residents. Do you think if the leak that happened in your community in 2015 happened today, would the response be different?
It's impossible to speculate. I would hope to think that the state has learned its lesson on how to respond to this and how to make sure that the people that caused this type of event take up a lot more responsibility for it than they gave them this time. But at the end of the day, this type of toxic chemical emitting facility within a very large urban area is just not the right thing to do, and it needs to be changed. And that's what we're asking for. We're asking for this to be changed to a system that removes this risk from residents. It's not too much to ask for people to live in a safe and healthy environment.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.